Are we on?
Yes, we are.
All right. This is D483347. Ma'am, if you could state your name and spell your last name.
Diana Buckley, Buchele.
Okay, and you're representing yourself, ma'am?
Yes.
The court would note that I had been given information that Mr. Buckley is still in the hospital, that he is in a sleep-induced coma. Just so you know also, ma'am, that on, looks like on Friday, May 9th, 2014, we had received a fax letter from his daughter. It was Kim Hochstedler. The letter informed that he was in a sleep-induced coma. We had been given information. There was a, looks like it was a prescription. It was written from the hospital, and the hospital faxed a copy or a letter over to us indicating that he was having surgery before the last court hearing trial date, and that he would not be out of the hospital. They couldn't give us a date when he was going to be out of the hospital, but he certainly was not going to be out of the hospital for the trial date that we had scheduled, ma'am. And I've been given information that I guess his daughter is the one who's making his medical decisions. She has power of attorney over his medical directives, and I'm trying to. And I just got information, but I'm trying to get information directly from the hospital as to confirm that he's in fact in a coma, and at what point in the future he may be capable of sitting through, anywhere from a day or two in trial. But until I have that information, there's not a whole lot I can do, ma'am, as far as setting a trial. So what I'd like to do right now is to take the matter off calendar, and once I get that information as to a better idea on his health, and I may not know if he's in a coma, it may be a while before I get a definitive answer from a doctor as to when he would be able to be capable of sitting, through a trial and focusing and concentrating on this case. So I will keep you posted to the extent that we put it on calendar. If I have additional information, ma'am, if you would like to appear telephonically, I would allow you to do that, so you wouldn't have to drive into court as long as I have a phone number. But I'm hoping to have some more information this week, and we'll try to get it back on calendar, okay?
Your Honor, if I could just
Sure.
make a comment. I went over to the hospital yesterday, and because I care. He was mine for 23 years. His daughter physically attacked me and verbally, that I had no right to be there. All I went was to talk to the charge nurse to let him know I'm a Christian, okay? That I forgive him for what has happened between us, and that I wish only the best for him, and that was the only message that I wanted to give. I was told that I was not allowed there or to know how he is. I need to know he's okay. I don't have any ill feelings towards him because we couldn't live together as man and wife. Doesn't mean that I didn't care. I don't care or love him anymore. And I think it's my right that I'm still his wife, that I should be allowed to know he's okay. And I say prayers for him every day. And I have prayer circles going for him everywhere. I just want to know that he knows that I forgive him for what he's done. And that's why I went there yesterday. And I knew, of course, that they are going to try and do another surgery because I overheard the conversation there of putting a pacemaker in. They have him on life supports. And I just need the not knowing that he's okay. It hurts me. And I think I have a right to know that he's all right and what he's going through. And I just ask the court that I be allowed to know that I be allowed to call the head nurse and just talk to her only to know that he's okay.
Ma'am, there's legal things as far as one's health care, as far as, you know, HIPAA, there's laws that even I as a court have to follow. And if somebody has a health care directive and they've given a power of an attorney for somebody to make their health care decisions and to disseminate that information, I cannot violate that power of attorney, and I can't order a hospital against somebody's,
Okay.
you know, will to do that. But I think as far as, you know, this is a tough situation, man. And, you know, and there are some things that happen here in court, you know, the human side of it that goes above and beyond as far as legal issues. But right now it appears that he is not in a position, and if he's on life support, you know, for him to be here in court. So I, to the extent that I could update you as far as on the legal end, I can do that. I would hope that on, you know, on the other end, that family members would take into consideration your feelings on this, and recognize that this is a difficult situation, you know, not only for them but for you also. But I don't have any ability to order them to do that. Okay.
Okay.
So as soon as I know, and you may know more information than me, ma'am, but right now, if they're going to put in a pacemaker, I'm going to guess it's going to be a while before a doctor would allow him to come into a courtroom and be under the stress that you're here in a court. So I will do as much as I can to keep you posted, but right now I'm just going to take the matter off calendar, and you know, at some point, if they tell me they'll let us know in 30 to 45 days, then what I'll do is I'll give you that information, and then once I get some additional information, we'll keep you posted. Okay, ma'am?
I appreciate it.
Okay, you have a good day.
Thank you.
So we're still